going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a great day so far. All right, I've got a good one. This defendant tries to tell Judge Norbeck how to do his job. It's a little bit of a slow burn. Got to get through the boring court stuff, but wait till the end. That's when it gets good. All right, before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Citations from May 15th of this year on Church Street there, City of Wayland. One ticket is for a seatbelt violation and the other ticket is for no proof of insurance. So you're here on these citations to do one of three things. First is you could admit responsibility to a citation, or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why this happened, or three, you wish to contest the citation. In other words, fight it at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
Admit to it with an explanation if possible, sir.
All right. And what is it you'd like to tell me?
Well, I take total responsibility for the fact that my daughter wasn't in a proper seatbelt at the time of the I don't want to say arrest. I didn't get arrested, but
The stop. We just call it a stop.
a stop. Yeah.
Traffic stop.
But there was honestly, sir, there was no reason at all for the officer to pull me over at the time. I gave him no probable cause. It was during, I don't know exactly what was going on in Wayland at the time. They were having I don't know if there was a bike rally or something of that nature that was going on. A lot of the roads were blocked off and whatnot. It was multiple cars trailing each other at the time. And at the time, the police officer was even stationary. He was stopped. I proceeded to come to approach a stop sign. Cars were in front of me. Cars were behind me. I drove past the officer. And even when I drove past him, he still didn't come out until after he seen me. Like he looked at me. And I don't know if I fit the description or someone or
Well,
what.
Mr. Ellis, instead of you guessing, we can ask the officer. He's here. Normally, I tell you right now, if they don't see a seatbelt, they'll pull that over every time for what they call click it or ticket. But sometimes it's also because they're just running the plate, and the plate comes back. Either you don't have registration, or you don't have insurance. But we'll just ask him. He's here. Officer Hudson, what was the initial reason for the stop?
The initial reason for the traffic stop was when I did run Mr. Ellis's plate, it did show that the vehicle was not insured.
Yeah. So in other words, officers just sit there all day long. As soon as they can see a car's license plate, they type it into their computer. The Secretary of State kind of rats you out and will say, hey, there's no insurance registered for this plate number. And then they pull you over every time.
Yeah, no, sir, but that wasn't the case, sir. The officer like I say, it was 2 or 3 cars that were in front of me that went past. I approached the stop sign. He notices me and then proceeds to come out. I gave him no reason to come out. He comes out. He runs my plate. I expressed to him that I had insurance, in which I have insurance on the car now.
All right, well, hold on a second. You're saying he pulled you over before he ever ran your plate. That's not what I heard him say. Let's just ask him. Officer Hudson, what was the issue of why you pulled Mr. Ellis over in the first place?
Because when I ran his license plate, the Secretary of State showed that it did not have insurance.
So I tell you, Mr. Ellis, that's probably the most common reason anybody would ever get pulled over is because they're just sitting there typing your plate in as soon as they can see it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's to the discretion. Like I say, if that was the case, why did I get picked out of getting pulled over? You see what I'm saying?
No, we don't see what you're saying. You didn't have insurance. He may have ran every car that was in front of you that you just mentioned. There was 3-4 cars and he pulled me over. Yeah, he may have scanned all of those plates. and you didn't have insurance. He pulled you over. They may have had insurance. Now, if all 4 cars didn't have insurance, maybe your argument would make a little sense.
When he typed in the other person's license plate, it said they did have insurance. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, sir, you will get pulled over by any police officer anywhere when the Secretary of State reports back there is no insurance affiliated with that license plate.
Well, when I
So it
expressed
has nothing to do with you as the driver, which is, I think, maybe what you're kind of implying here.
well,
But-
I don't know. What do you call that? Profiling.
Well,
Yeah,
let me ask you
so-
a question, Mr. Ellis. If the car in front of you, he runs that plate and there's no problems, and then you show up, then he runs your plate and it says there's no insurance, which one of those 2 cars you think he's gonna pull over?
Well, here's the thing, sir. Like, and I even expressed this to the officer because I work for Amazon. I have to have insurance. The reason why that he showed in his file or on his computer that I didn't have insurance because I missed a payment. It wasn't that the car wasn't insured. It shows that the insurance was canceled because the payment wasn't made. All I had to do was make the
You
payment.
better bet your insurance company reports that to Secretary of State about 30 seconds after they do that.
No, sir. I like I expressed to him. Once I made the payment, the cancellation is
Mr.
cleared
Ellis,
from.
then here's what you're saying. What you're saying is that when he ran your plate, he's making it up. The Secretary of State didn't actually have that plate flagged as no insurance. And coincidentally, it just happens you didn't have insurance. That doesn't make any sense. What makes sense is when he ran your plate, Secretary of State ratted you out as no insurance. Otherwise, that's a super good guess on his part that even though it says you have insurance, he just guessed, oh, well, let me pull him over anyway, because I bet that's not true and he really doesn't have insurance. You just need to think about it a little more, sir. I get what you're concerned about, but I'm telling you, I have no concerns about the same thing.
I'm not making this up, sir.
Yeah, no, you're not making anything up. You're honest. You just don't understand how insurance works. If you don't pay the bill, you don't have insurance. You know, if your bill's due on the 1st and you didn't pay it and you don't pay it till the 10th, you didn't have insurance from the 1st till the 10th. You know, some insurance companies will send you, an email saying, hey, your insurance is about to last pay it. Some do. They don't have to.
I'm giving you the information that was given to me from my insurance company. My insurance company stated that the reason why they're showing that the insurance was not current at the time was because of the lack of payment. As soon as I made the payment, this is what was expressed to me. As soon as I make the payment, my insurance is reinstated.
Sir, what your insurance company tells you would not be the important information. It's what Secretary of State tells you of whether or not you were on the list or not on the list at time of stop. That would be the relevant information. The insurance company could be telling you anything. That's neither here nor there. What the officer's saying is when he runs the plate, comes back no insurance. That has nothing to do with your insurance company. That's all Secretary of State. Now, if the Secretary of State told you, hey, we never had you as no insurance, I don't know what that officer's talking about, then we have an issue with what you're saying. But what your insurance company tells you is neither here nor there. Is what the Secretary of State's information has. The officer's not asking.
Well, sir,
not getting information from.
I haven't had any communication with the Secretary of State, but
All right, Mr. Ellis, I'm going to wrap this up because I've been going down this rabbit hole a lot for you. You don't have any contact with Secretary of State about your insurance. That's not what happened. What happened is your insurance company told Secretary of State, hey, that person's no longer insured by us.
I'm fully insured, sir. I have insurance.
That may be the case. But what I'm telling you is what happened in this moment of time when you got stopped is your plate was coming back to his computer, no insurance. And lo and behold, you didn't have proof of insurance, right?
At the time, no, I did not.
At the time.
At the time, no, I did not.
We're all set for what we need to do here. All you need to do is make arrangements to pay those fines and costs, though. Otherwise, we're all set for what we need to do in court.
I still, even though I have full coverage right now, I still have to pay $200 for no proof of insurance citation.
Well, sir, the problem is on May 15th at 6:09 p.m. you didn't have insurance. That's what it is that we're dealing with. That I have to decide whether or not at that moment in time he's right in issuing you a citation. You may have fixed it since then.
I'm
won't
sorry,
get the
sir.
citation again.
Your volume is low on your end, sir. I can barely hear you.
Okay. Executive branch writes you a citation. Judicial branch, what I would have to decide is not whether or not you fixed it and you have insurance now. I have to decide whether or not on May 15th at 6:09 p.m. you had insurance.
Well, typically, as long as I show good faith in that I have full coverage on my vehicle, they waive those charges, sir.
Who are you talking about? I'm the one that would be waiving the charges.
I'm sorry?
Who is it that you're talking about that typically would waive your charges?
Courts.
How often do you get pulled over for
this isn't. I've been in a particular instance like this before where I had to clear it up, sir. I've been in. This isn't. I'm 43 years old. I've been in a situation like this before.
All right, I'm gonna let this video play out. This guy is a court genius, right? I told you. He's been in this situation before, Judge. That means he knows how to do your job. Just drop the ticket, Judge. Again, the officer would need to drop it. Anyways, I'm going to let this video play out. You guys all have a great rest of your day. Until next time, bye.
And I mean, like I said, I'm coming to you in good faith, letting you know that my car is fully insured. I'm owning responsibility for the seatbelt violation. I don't mind compensating for the seatbelt violation, but I mean, I don't understand why I have to pay for a vehicle that has insurance.
Well, first of all, now you're asking for mercy from the court. The whole first half of this conversation is you're telling me I have an officer in Wayland that's pulling you over, profiling you because
I still feel strongly about that, sir. I feel strongly about that. Like I say, I would have to put you at the scene of the incident for you to kind of understand where I'm coming from.
Okay, but listen to me, sir.
Even pull out on me.
Listen to me, sir. You made your decision that's how you want to do it.
He pulled out on me for no absolute. I wasn't speeding. I used my blinker. I didn't give him any probable cause to even get behind me to run my plate.
I was going to explain it to you more, sir, but if that's how you're going to handle yourself, we can just finish. You admitted responsibility to those citations, sir. You owe the fines on both those citations. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All I can do is try.